just clearing this oil, which I should have done, which I call myself, but as I can see that it's still on my face, I have oily skin. Okay, I think Sister Deborah, you ready? Shalom, shalom, Sister Deborah, prophetess in the wilderness. And you know what? That's all right with me. Coming again on this Devil platform with another message. And I will say this is a lovely evening in which the Most High, a higher has made. And I, Sister Deborah, shall and I will rest therein. Just coming with a pretty good message. And I'm going to not do so much talking in the beginning because I want to dive right in to this message. And as you see, the message is understanding Yah's end game. It is so important that we, as the elects of the Most High, the elects of the Most High, the elects of the Most High, stand up and be counted. Okay? We are in what each and every last one of you are fully aware of what they called and prophesied as in that day. Okay. Even the sound of in that day, to me, you can feel, how would I say it, just like a scare, you know. And the reason why is because you had people thousands of years speaking of what is going to take place in that day. Yeshua, he spoke of in that day. Every prophet spoke of in that day. Okay? It's still the end day, but they call it in that day. See, we're not in time and season no longer. Okay? We're in that day. Revelation is walking up and down in that day. That alone really speaks a message that we are in such a midnight hour, a critical time period in which the Most High Yah orchestrated, has designed and purposed his will in that day. We want to talk about the beginning. We want to talk about Revelation. But what we need to be talking about is what is the end game of where we are at today. I think that the truth can be told if people would more so speak on the end game of Yahuwah versus trying to get people to master the beginning, okay, or revelation. Revelation speaks of the end game as well. But there were those who were before Revelation has really laid the picture, the ground out for in that day. It's just rather, I don't think people are spiritual ready, nor physical. I'm not physical, yeah, ready, or even in their flesh, ready to accept what has been predestined and ordained for in that day. Whether you receive it or not, it is before you, and it shall be what a higher said that it will be. Okay. Now, I'm going to get into this message because this is what I call, with no doubt, a very good message. And I'm coming from, as you see, we're going to start with Genesis chapter 6, verse 5. Genesis chapter 6, verse 5 through 7. I want you all to understand in Yah has always been a beginning. In Yah is always an end. He is the beginning and the end, as they say, Alpha and Omega. Well, why is it we don't have no respect for who he is in the end, which is the end game? We have to have just really more honor and respect and worship for him in the end game, in the end day in which we are in, which is the end game. We should look and see him totally different than we have ever, because right now it is the end game. The end game might sound scary. It might bring fear. It might bring sadness. But once you receive it, he will take you to a different level, a different step in your life. Because now nothing can hold you back from serving and worshiping him. Now that you understand that, wait a minute, he didn't set this up for an end game. Many males can tell you when they're playing these video games and they're trying to win, they're trying to beat the system of the game all the way to the end. And they delight in that. But 99.1 trillion will not tell you that in reality, the creator created things in the beginning, and he had an end game to everything that he started. He had an end game to it. And what we're going to end this is with the curse itself being on the whole house of Israel. Okay. I think that many need to really look at that a little bit careful, because it is only one tribe that suffer greatly beyond the other tribes. Okay. So we're going to start in Genesis, and we're starting with Genesis chapter 6. So I'm going to give you a few minutes so you can get your Bible. And I'm coming from a King James version. And we're going to start with Genesis chapter 6 and verse 5. Okay. Genesis chapter 6 and verse 5. I want you to really listen to how I'm going to stop at every, I might stop at every sentence, or before I get to the sentence, or every paragraph, because it's so much in there that many people misses what is really being said, and they care not to hear. They go into a deaf ear and a blind eye to what Sister Deborah is about to speak on. So let's go there. Genesis chapter 6, verse 5, it reads, "And Yah saw that the wickedness of men were great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually." So nothing was changing. The thoughts were evil continuously. So it was never changing from evil. Okay. Every imagination. Verse 6. "And it repent Yah that he made man on the earth." Watch this here. "And it grieved him at his heart." It grieved him at his heart. Now, if you can't at this moment feel that something is seriously wrong with you, that he was grieved at his heart to see what was being displayed on the earth. What question I would have, and I had to the Father, when hold up, Father, you are grieved. But what were you when you saw this? Hallelujah. Before the foundation of the world. Did not you knew what you see? Had not you seen it before it was? Yes, 100. I have. I saw it in the heavens. It was different than when you see it in the earth. It was different because as you see up a notch of verse 2, he was dealing with the sons of Yah. See, the sons of Yah are the angels that came down out of his bosom. They was on his side, period, before they came down. Okay? That's why they are called the sons of Yah. But they were in men, men. And when those sons of Yah saw the daughters of men, that they were fair, then those that Yah had sent got connected to those who decided to follow evil and wicked. That was their destiny. And they, which were the sons of Yah, decided that they too will follow those that was already assigned as evil and wicked, in a sense, on Satan's side. That's what happened. And when he saw the ones that he brought from his bosom, which is out of his heart, doing the wicked of man, see, these sons of Yah didn't look at them and saw that they were just fair and said, oh, I'm going to take. No, they was not partaker in that. But they saw men on the earth performing in the way that they saw them doing it, and they began to desire what they saw, not just because they were fair. They had no idea to just, okay, come up and, they so fair, and then they take as many as they please. They saw this was going on in the earth, and they were assigned to come down and be on Yah's side, and decided to see what man was doing, and decided, oh, the women are fair, they look good, we're going to take many as we please, like unto what man was already doing. Okay, so when he sees this, you remember when him and Job, and back in the first chapter of Job, when Yah was with the sons of Yah, and who came in the midst? Satan. But who was Yah with? He was with the sons of Yah, those that he had already sent down, that was chosen out of him to come to walk as representative for him. Okay, one thing I want y'all to understand: in the heavens there was a war. Okay, and the war was not the war that people think and really have felt that they know. But they don't understand that the only way you're going to know really what took place before the foundation of the world, it's a place where Yah takes you and revealed that thing to you. So there were many left in the heavens once Satan and his angel were kicked out. But what took place were there were several angels still in heaven desiring to really feel what Satan and his angels were doing. but they just didn't want to leave that estate. But in them was the mindset, the spiritual mindset of what Satan and his angels were doing before they were kicked, they were put out. Okay? So now Yah is seeing in the heavens some angels that still was undecided whether should they stay or should they go. They stayed because they couldn't make up their decision what they wanted to do. They couldn't just say, okay, we're going to get on Satan's side. We're going to go with those angels. They still was asking the question, what was that Satan and our other fellow angels were doing? What was that? When they should not have said another word once Satan and his were kicked out, but it left many angels still desiring to know and to desire the hope of, not a hope, but the ideal of what were they doing? I should have joined them. It was still in heaven, y'all. Once Satan and his angels were kicked out, heavens was then tainted. So Yah said, okay, I'm going to create a earth. And on that earth, I'm going to place all the ones that I know that has a double-minded in the heavens right now. They didn't choose or say, I want to follow Satan and the other third angels. They never said anything. But once the transaction took place, it still left many others, angels in the heavens, with double minds. So Yah said, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to create an earth. And I'm going to put all the double-minded ones down on the earth. Okay? But they're not coming on the earth as angels. They're coming on the earth in flesh. Okay? So those angels were brought to the earth that had double minds. Now, their mind could say, okay, no, I want to continue to serve the Father. And there was many said, no, I like this ideal of what Satan and the others were doing, so I'm going to join them. But Yah said, hold up. I place you on the earth. I'm going to send minds on the earth. The ones that didn't have a double-minded. They wasn't double-minded in their spirit. They wanted the estate in which Yah resided. They didn't want to follow Satan. You see? So he said, I'm going to place them on the earth. Now you got those that are double-minded, don't know which way they want to turn. And then you got those that Yah, that came out of the bosom of Yah. In a sense, they were the angels that came down, that were brought down, that was placed down here by Yah, that didn't want to follow Satan. So they were called the sons of Yah. Okay? Now you got people walking to and fro, living on the earth. Every one of us were once angels. In the heaven is a Lamb book of life. The only reason why heavens assign a lamb slaughtered before the foundation of the world, before heaven and earth was created, this was taken care of in heaven. Why? Because everything took place in the heavens. And he set it up that he was going to have a redeemer, a lamb slaughtered, to redeem back the son of Yah, the sons of Yah. Why? They didn't ask to come here. They didn't choose Satan. That was Yah's doing, putting them on the earth amongst those who had double minds. Those that even had double minds, a large number of them still followed Satan once they got down here. But there was some that said, no, I'm not going to follow him. I miss my own estate. So Yah said, I'm coming. I'm coming. And that's why he came down with the angel that the world calls Jesus, but it's Yeshua. I'll need you. I'm going to have you on that day to come down and be the sacrifice to redeem my sons of Yah back to me. Because they didn't ask to come. They didn't have a double mind. You're going to redeem them back to me. So you walk around here and think it's all about you, but baby, until that Ruach teach you what took place before the foundation of the world, you still lost without a cause. And with the cause, which is your own cause, you still lost. So there we go. So when you, that wasn't my plan, all of that. But I had to take you there so you can understand who the sons of Yah is. They was the one that he sent down here to represent him. And they got tied up watching those that had a double mind. And the majority of those who had a double mind followed Satan. And this is what you see. And when he saw that, those that he sunk down, they didn't choose to follow Satan. But he sunk them down as well to the earth. And they got tangled up with the sons of man and they're wicked and evil. So when he saw that, he said, hold up, I'm going to back that thing up a little bit more. I'm going to back it up because it's hitting too close. The end game. He end that game, y'all. He end that game, created it on the 1 chapter and ended on the 6th chapter. Meaning ending it by setting up the end game to end it. To end it all. The whole world. Let's go. Genesis chapter 6, verse 5. Let's go there again. And Yah saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. Verse 6. And he repent. Wait a minute. And it repent, Yah, that he made man on the earth, and it grieved him at his heart. It grieved him because he knew that was his choice to create man from the angels that didn't want to leave their estate, but it's him. And it grieved him because that was his plan to bring them down into this chaos. Okay. And once he saw it at its worst, oh, wait a minute. Then what did he say? We're going to up some more. We're going to up it a little bit where in verse 3, Genesis chapter 6, verse 3. And Yah said, my spirit, hallelujah, shall not always strive with man. You see? Because now the sons of man, which the one that came down as representing him, okay, came down. He said, now my spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he also is flesh. He said, them angels he sent down here, they are also flesh. And he's not going to strive with them always. And then he cut the life on them. What did he do? Yet his days shall be 120 years. Why did he say that? Why is those days cut short and you getting ready to end the world? What are you cutting the years for when you getting ready to end it? Don't make sense, do it? Think, y'all, it don't make sense. It don't make sense because he knew he was going to send more sons of Yah. After he destroyed this set, he was going to send another set of sons of Yah. But in that set that he was sending, that he once he in the world, and Noah and his sons, and then he was giving them a certain length of lifeline, because he saw that is, they don't need no more than that. Because when they hit this earth, where you dealing with the double-minded ones that was double-minded when they was in heaven and they hit the earth, they right now, most of them went in the direction to Satan to join him. So he kind of told us, wait a minute, my spirit ain't gonna always strive with him. What you mean? You getting ready to end it, ain't you? What you talking about? What you talking about? Your spirit ain't gonna always strive with man. And then you got down here and you gave, yet his days shall be 120 years. You even cut the years of life on him. Because he says, I'm gonna do this thing a little different. I got to end this now, Deborah. I got to end this. I'm gonna do a little different. I'm gonna do a little different. Help out the sons of Yah. You see? And even when he brought the sons, not the sons, Yeshua HaMashiach already knew who was already written in the Lamb Book of Life. He was only redeeming the ones that got lost once they got down here, which is the sons of Yah. So while everybody's running around here chasing all this wicked and evil, let me tell you something. Your name was in the Lamb Book of Life before the foundation of the world. He already knows who's going to return back into his bosom and who's going to the lake of fire. So you keep on thinking he don't hold the end game within him. See, his end game is the beginning and the end is with him already. He ain't telling you all to make everything a war. The war has been over because it was won before the foundation of the world. It's just us humans, ignorant at his grace, his mercy, his power, his give and gave, his everything that he stands for. We are ignorant in the midst of it because he's doing it over and over and over and over, and we can't even see it, nor can we hear it because of the trash of evil and wicked that we keep bringing into us, to where we can't see spirit and truth of the matter of anything. Now, here I'm showing you the end game of the beginning. He end that thing. He end that thing. Wait a minute. I said, Father, y'all, wait a minute. Hold up now, Father, y'all. Why you gonna end it? You just started it. He said, yeah, I know it. And I'm just ending it too. See, no one never gave it a thought. Y'all cut in, y'all brought an end game to that just like, and it was over. It was over. People run around here talking about Torah. You need to Torah yourself and sit down somewhere. Torah that. See, you don't know nothing about the end game. Even when he end the world with the flood, he's going to end it again. And then he's going to back it up again and tell you it was like the days of Noah, Deborah. What? You remember, wait a minute, Father, y'all? What was going on? All this wickedness. Everything that men were doing, and it was repeating itself again. But Deborah, I got another end game for it. I got another end game. I chose mine out of it. And they worse than the ones that I didn't choose. But I got an end game for them because I suffered along with them, Deborah. I said, you don't need to tell me. I see it all up in Genesis all the way to Revelation. They still lost without a cause, thinking you something to play with. I know who you are. You think I'm going to buckle up against him? No. I know at a blink of an eye, I wouldn't be here talking to you all. I know. People sitting here trying to fear man. Let me tell you something. You want to fear something? Understand his end game. It's enough to bring you into fear. You realize can't nothing be worse than that. Because this creator is one that don't play. All you have to do is look at Genesis 1. Created all this, and he saw that it was good. He saw that it was good. Woo, he saw that it was good. Let there be. Bam, in the power, let it be. And I saw that it was good. Okay, wait a minute. What happened? After the 6th chapter, what went down? Something took place. The end game. Yah has an end game to any and everything that he started. He has an end to it. And he is not one to play with. When he locked down this here into Noah and told him to start building, that was it. He didn't check with Noah to see if, hey, what can you do this? No, it's over. The game is over. He in that mess. Let's go on to verse 7. Genesis chapter 6 and verse 7. And Yah said, listen to how bold he said. Watch this here. And Yah said, Genesis chapter 6, verse 7. And Yah said, I will destroy man whom I created. He letting you know, I did it, and I'm going to destroy. I did it, whom I created. From the face of this earth, both man and beast, I'm going to destroy them. And for it repent me that I made them. You see? Now this is why I explained to you all, if you really want to read the Bible, separate when you're reading, say for instance, you go into Genesis, separate what comes out of the mouth of Yah for what's coming out of the mouth of man. And what I just said as far as destroying, that was Yah. That's the end game. That's the end game, Yah. Yeah, it took Noah, 40 years, a length of time to build. But you're going to hear what was going on then. But don't think he didn't know it. He was calling it an end game before Noah even finished the ark. Yah called the end game on that bad boy. And y'all running around here thinking that there's not going to be an end game to all this wicked and evil that you all are portraying. All this disobedience, stiff-necked rebellion, it ain't going nowhere. From what he said, it's worse than even the forefathers who were stiff-necked, rebellion, and disobedient. And nope, I'm not talking about David, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That's another thing that's messed up in the minds of the tribe of Judah. They messed up here. They don't understand David's. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob was never called stiff-necked rebellion and disobedient. Who children are you then? Who children are you? You better wake up today. And he's telling you like your forefathers. So you got to separate this. Say, wait a minute now. Hold up, Father. Y'all, hold up. If you're saying Sister Deborah's stiff-necked rebellion and disobedient, wait a minute. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob wasn't called that. So who are the forefathers you talking about? You see what I'm saying? They were the seed that came down. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You see how we try to mix up things to make things be the way that we said that it is? But in reality, when spirit and truth is spoken, you can't handle it because you're so used to believing a lie and hearing a lie and living on a lie, walking on a lie, talking on a lie, seeing on a lie. So here in Genesis chapter 6, verse 7, Yah said, I will destroy man whom I am going to, he said, I have created. And that's what he prepared to save Noah's family and his wife and everybody else died. Did not he say he was going to do it? That's the end game. So when you run over there and you read Deuteronomy 28 and you see it him saying, until thou art destroyed, until thou art destroyed, until thou art destroyed. What the Rex behind you think he's talking about? Do you think he's just saying something? He got it in there at least 7 times in Deuteronomy 28. Until you are destroyed, crush you until you are destroyed. I'm going to bring these things on you until you are destroyed. What is he talking about? They don't want to preach that nor teach that to you all, because it's spirit and truth. It's some truth behind it, and the spirit is carrying it. So they would rather teach you a lie than to tell you the truth of the matter. Now, this was in Genesis. Now, listen, let's go to Matthew 24. In Matthew 24, there's some things being said. Matthew 24 and 37. Matthew 24 and 37. And it reads, but as the days of Noah were, so shall the coming of the Son of Man. Now, who is the Son of Man? You notice the Son of Yah ain't coming. Hallelujah. Who is coming in the days of Noah? Not the days of Noah, but as the days of Noah were. Now, we just talked about that. It was what? Midnight. What was midnight? The worstest wicked that ever hit the face of the earth. What did he say? Every imagination was evil continually. You see what I'm saying? So when he speaks of, but as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming Son of Man. Everybody trying to make it only, oh, they're going to be feasting, marrying and giving in marriage, buying and selling. No, baby, they're going to be doing all the wicked things that took place back in the days of Noah. We can't take the ark. We got to take all the wickedness that was going on, and we got to accept how many were saved. You see, you got to take the whole picture of what took place with Noah. A lot of times you see how they divided in the scriptures. But let me continue right here. In Matthew 24 and what was that? 37. For as the days that were before the flood, they were eating, drinking, marrying, and giving in marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark. Hey, they waited till it was as tight as night. All the way into the day, they were still doing what they were doing. Now, if he's bringing you pretty much a good example, the best example, that look at how they were during the days of Noah. Their mindset is what he wants you to look at. See, a lot of people thinking, oh, they was feasting and marriage and giving in marriage. They was doing the same old monkey mess they was doing back in Noah day. They was taking women as many as they please. And the one thing a lot of them didn't catch when it says the daughters were born to men and the sons of Yah was taking wives as many as they please. A lot of those babies that was born wasn't even at a woman or even a young woman stage. See, y'all don't understand what he's saying. You don't, because see, if he hasn't told you and shown you what took place before the foundation of the world, or he doesn't teach you spirit and truth, then you will never know these things. Let's set an example of exactly what I'm talking about. During the time they were taking Yeshua, they came to get Yeshua, okay? And Peter drew the sword. If it ever wondered what took place, how did the army they was prepared, live or die, we're taking them down. You can't go into a situation like that. And they knew the power of Yeshua and what he was capable of doing. That's why they was heavily prepare to take him. Okay, live or die. Now, Peter did what he said. I will die. He ain't gonna let him take you. I will go down. So when Peter drew that sword, he meant what he said. He meant what he said. When he's cut off that soldier's ear, what happened? Y'all didn't even pay. Y'all don't know nothing about it, do you? You know why you don't know nothing about it? Because y'all ain't sat you down and taught you spirit and truth. The spirit and truth in that matter was he froze the time, stooped down, picked up the ear, put it back onto the man, and turned to Peter. You live by the sword, you shall die by the sword. And he brought everything back to life after he had froze it. And they took it from there. Why? He has an hour. It's near. This is not a part of my hour. I must die for the sins of the world. So I had to erase that, Deborah, up out of there. I didn't stop it from those that are elect that's going to get it, because I'm going to allow them to get it through spirit and truth. But he froze that whole scene, picked up the ear, glued it back, not glued it, but put it back on the soldier's ear without a war being started. There's no way one can draw a sword, draw blood, and it ain't on. Go somewhere and put your hand on somebody and draw a sword and think death is going to be all over the place. But what happened? Yah, in Yeshua HaMashiach, which is the power, which is Christ, froze the scene. Yeshua picked up the ear and put it back onto the soldier. Turned to Peter. You live by the sword, thou shalt die by the sword. And brought everything back into active. And they took him away. They took him away. Peter never said anything about the sword. Even the soldiers, when they saw him, after they had took Yeshua away, they saw him. He was around them. And they asked him, weren't you with him? And that was his first denial. What you mean once he with him? Didn't you see him draw that sword? When you with him too? Didn't you see him draw that sword? No, they don't see it. Because when Yah teach you spirit and truth, he teach you the truth of the matter. That I had to freeze that stage, Deborah. Now one of them could remember it, not even Peter. You see? A lot of people don't know nothing about Peter's denying them three. They didn't know it was a spirit of Alzheimer's on Peter. We call it Alzheimer's, but Peter really couldn't remember. Only time it kicked in after that third time. See, these are the things only the spirit of the Ruach HaKodesh can teach you. But people don't even ask those questions. People don't even think to even question that. But old nosy Deborah, Father, I got a question here. Why didn't they start killing? He said, Deborah, you knew it was my hour. My hour was near and this wasn't a part of it. So I had to freeze the stage to get it back in order. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. You see, Yah knows how to do what he has orchestrated from the heaven. You think he need you and I? No. His word is not even being taught in spirit and truth. But do you think he need us to see to it? No, because heaven's already got its returns in the Lamb Book of Life. He already sitting on the throne, resting. Why? He ready to bring the New Jerusalem down. Ain't no war for him. He know the war has already been won. Tell me, what war can you fight up against that has been predestined from the Creator himself? What war? We're fighting, we're right now as the tribe of Judah fighting all kind of wars against the heathens and the Gentiles. And guess what? You's a fool, and you's a fool, because the war has already been won. Why do you think Sister Deborah tell you to get in the corner and surrender? A lot of them run around here, let me get my guns and let me get this and let me get this. I'm going to be ready and we're going to do, okay, you're going to be ready to die. Just like Isaiah chapter 3 and 24 and 25 said. Our men gonna die by the sword, and our mighty men gonna die by war, in the war. Because they think this war is about them. Y'all said since they want to fight a war, Deborah, they think that guns gonna save them. I tell you what, it's coming. We're in that day. You think your gun's gonna save you? Tell me all these people out here now. Look at the young man, the heathen went straight in that store and shot them people. Where was not one body? Where was the security in there? Where was anybody with a gun? But then you want to go kill your brothers and your sister, but you ain't got a gun to shoot the heathen down. Huh? What happened? I don't get it. You see what I'm saying? We are the people that's messed up from the floor. We don't understand spirit and truth. And we're not going to, because we are so tied into believing a lie than believing the truth. Now, let's me continue to read this, because it's something very important in Matthew 24 that he wants you to know, because he's leaning on me right now. Now, he's sitting here saying, Matthew 24 and 37, but as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. The coming is representing those that he's going to save a small remnant. That's what he's going to do. Just as Noah was a small amount, 7, I think it was 7. He's just showing you that the Son of Man, when he comes, he's going to gather his, and it's not going to be a great number. That's what he said. It's going to be like the days of Noah. So when you read about what really took place back then, you have to understand, you got to bring that up into what the end game is this in this time. You got to bring the end game to this time, because that time has been completed. It had a beginning and it had an ending game. Bam, it's out. Now we got an end game, and we sitting here messing around all up in the end game as if it's no end game to the will of the Father. No beginning and the end of the curse. No beginning and the end of really Babylon and everything else. We can see the end game for Babylon because we sit here, woo, Babylon coming down, Babylon coming down. But where you going to be at when it come down? Where you going to be at? You don't know, because you don't know the end game. You don't know nothing about the end game. I know a lot of them can tell you they read this book, they read that book, they read this, they did precept, they did line, and little here and little here that y'all said to me to tell you all. They got all of you all bent, because the end game is simple as it was. In the beginning, he orchestrated it, and he's going to orchestrate the end game. And he left word with you to understand the end game. But you don't see nobody preaching it, you don't see nobody teaching it, because they don't want you to know nothing about the end game. They want to tell you Torah, kick Torah to the curb. That's way back. It can't help you right now if you're at the end game. What can Torah do for you today if you're at the end game? Nothing, because Torah didn't have Yah living in you. You see, which is greater than what Torah had back in its days. So it's so much they don't understand in how they're teaching and preaching this thing, but it makes sense to Sister Deborah as far as the end game, because that's why there's going to be a small remnant. That's why the gate is narrow and very few shall find. So it's something you got to find. They don't get that either. They just assume we the children and we're going in the promised land. They don't even understand. Even the promised land wait for you, for everything it once was, but even better. But it's still going to bring back to you all the wickedness and the evil you portrayed. So they really thinking they're getting away. See, they don't understand the end game of it, going to the promised land. They ain't teaching y'all the end game of going to the promised land. They don't teach you the end game of nothing that Yah has started a beginning and has an end to it. They won't teach you that. Look at Deuteronomy. They wrote on Deuteronomy being the newfound religion of the Hebrew Israelite movement and the awakening, but didn't tell you the end game. Refused to give you the end game of it all. That's sad. And he's sitting here telling you all up in Deuteronomy until you are destroyed, until you are crushed, until you are totally destroyed. What do that mean? Wait a minute, didn't you say that back in the days of Noah when you end the world and you was going to destroy? What is it these people not getting? They're not getting it. Because if they get it, then guess what? They'll find their way to the narrow gate. Because then they be start to really walk spirit and truth, talk spirit and truth, believe spirit and truth, see spirit and truth, hear spirit and truth. Because they'll realize, wait a minute, the end game, it don't look as good as they try to paint the picture. But my best thing is to surrender to the Father. Trust in Yeshua HaMashiach, redeeming us, and get my butt in the corner, surrender, repent every chance I get. Make myself understand who he is and him only. Not these pages, these YouTubes, these Instagrams, and all this crap. But learn who he is in you. That's where you abide in him and he abide in you. And y'all become one. Don't sit there and feel like, oh, okay, I'm just going to sit and watch everything happen, because what you're going to end up doing is going in the wrong direction. So I speak to the elects, that even the sons of Yah went into the wrong direction. But you hear throughout the Bible, I shall hold you blameless, because I, speaking of the sons of Yah, because they came down, because he sent them down. They didn't want to be, they didn't ask to come to be on the earth with Satan and his demon, his angels. They didn't ask to come, and those undecided minds, they didn't ask to get with them. Their mind had been made up. I'm going to be with you, Father. I don't want to go. But if this is your will, I shall go. So they will be redeemed back to where they come from. Okay, now listen to this. Matthew 24 and verse 38. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage. Now, don't think that that's a good thing, y'all. That's a bad thing. That's a wicked thing. One thing the men ain't going to tell you is what they was doing back there was much evil. And then they lie on your Father. They want to lie on the giants. They want to lie and say, oh, they were the spirits of the fallen angels. Let me tell y'all something. Any book that they, lost book that they connect to and tell them that, I tell them as many times as possible, use a lie, and use a lie, and use a lie. Because those the same son of Yah that was with Yah in Job. When Yah was with the sons of Yah. And and Satan came in the midst. So no, those are not fallen angels. Those are angels that were sent down here, because all of us was once angels. He missioned each and every last one of us. That's why when he created Yeshua, he made him a little lower than the angels for the mission in which he had called him for. And then he told the angels they should honor him and worship him because of the mission he had called him to. And that was to be the sacrifice, the blood sacrifice. And he gave them all power. He gave him all the power and the word and his spirit, because he needed it as an angel. Being just an angel, being just Yeshua, he wouldn't have made it. So he had to come down with the Son of Yah. See, he was the Son of Man. And here it says the Son of Man. It ain't saying the Son of Yah coming. See, that's what I'm saying. A lot of people go back up to 37. Matthew 24 and 37. But as the days of Noah were, so shall the coming of the Son of Man. That's Yeshua. Yeshua is coming for what is his. How he going to determine that his blood going to be on. His blood is going to be on. Okay. And then it says, for as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating, drinking, marrying, and giving in marriage. That was really bad and evil. Every thought of their mind And marrying and giving in marriage was wicked and evil. And that's what they're doing today. Saying we can have many wives and taking these young girls. And the sad part is about you see these women ain't saying a word. And they're raising these young girls up on the little church forums and little campgrounds, and keep getting these little girls, and they don't even understand what they got. They don't even understand what they got. They don't understand, because one thing about the young girls today, they don't have too much know-how. They wise, but they don't have too much know-how to do anything. So what are you getting them for? That's what he knows what he's talking about, the days of Noah. He wanted us to really get what took place back in the days of Noah, because we're too ignorant to really understand. Just sit down with the Ruach and let him read it to your spirit, and so you can get the fullness of what was taking place. Because as long as you hear man in this ear, you can't hear Yah. And man is so eager to give you the word in precept line, little here and little there, and all these lost books, to where they can cause you to be deaf to the voice of the Most High, a higher. And the reason why he expounded on the days of Noah, he wants you to see how few was saved, and how much evil and wicked there was, and how marriage and giving in marriage were detached to why he created, to why he ended the world. Too much lust, whoremongering. This is what they were doing. I know it. You let man teach you, they'll cover that thing up real good. Real good. But he got something right for it. He got another ram in the bush for the end day. The end game. You see? See, they thinking they getting away. And then now that's all you see them doing is trying to grab young girls, and women are allowing them to take their young girls after all so many years. Mothers have given their daughters and sons to the fathers, the grandfathers, the brothers, to rape, to have sex. To a lot of times you're thinking, why these little boys? That's why I said I don't get into this homosexual thing, because it's a root. It comes from the root. These young men don't get this way out of nowhere. A lot of them been touched by men, and the majority of the men that been bothering them, if you sit your bus down and do your study, you want to know your history, you need to know how ugly the tribe of Judah has always been. He said back in the days of Noah, and if you go back to the verse 6, chapter 6, and read it, you'll see, well, wait a minute, what, hold up. First thing they said, oh, that's what's the fallen angels, the giants, that's the fallen angels. Baby, that ain't got nothing to do with that. It speaks of that by telling you what was also in the earth. But it ain't talking about fallen angels. The sons of Yah are those that he sucked down here. They got detached with man, which was evil and wicked. And they saw what they were doing, and then they began to see, hey, the daughters are fair. Let me take them. The father's giving them away. We give them a little something. I can get as many as I can. To do what? What are you going to do with them? Think. What are you going to do with them? As many as you please. That was whoremongering, lust, raping, sodomize, and all that stuff was going on. And y'all want to make somebody think that the Most High created, destroyed the earth for that small reason. Come on now. And he just told you every imagination in their heads continually was evil. Do you know what that means? Do you know what it means? No, you don't. You don't know nothing. That means when they lay down, they were evil. When they woke up, when they're evil. When they went to the dinner table, they were evil. When they took a bath, they were evil. Every thought in their mind brought evil. That means 24 hours of the day. Dysfunction. Outside the time they were asleep. When they went down, evil was there. When they woke up, evil was there. Y'all don't go there. Because see, this is what the end game is. Spirit and truth. That's the end game. Stop licking up under these people teaching you lies. teaching you the things that's going on in the world. It's nothing wrong with understanding the things in the world, but they proclaiming to be the people of Yah, the one that he called to send to teach them. They ain't teaching you nothing because they don't have nothing to teach you. So we can't even hold them accountable. But I can hold you accountable running behind them. If you say that you are wanting and desiring to walk spirit and truth, walk in Yah, try that. Walk in Yah, try that. Walk in Yahuwah and try that. See how far you get. He'll take you places you've never been. He'll allow you to hear things you never heard. He'll allow you to see things you never seen. Try. I dare you. Now listen to this. 38. For as in that day were before the flood, he letting you know this is what they were doing. They were eating, drinking, marrying, and giving in marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark. 39. And knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man. Now, the Son of Man is Yahshua. The Son of Yah is Yah's right hand. So the Son of Man is coming to get those who have the blood mark on them from him. Okay? Now, I want you to understand that Yah want us to know that you got to go back to Noah and the ark, back in Genesis chapter 6, and read. And stop trying to make it they got it set up so simple and so and he in the world because their imagination, baby, it was deeper than that. It is such look, Sister Deborah, see the sickness of today amongst especially the tribe of Judah. Don't think I can't see what he's doing with the world and the heathens doing. But when Sister Deborah already see the victory and the war being won through them, regarding them, why should I be sitting here trying to teach you it's over for them? I'm trying to get you to come out of their rectum. That's what I'm trying to do. Trying to get you to come out of their rectum in time, because you're in midnight hour. And if you think for 1 minute he's going to turmoil with you, no, he is not. That time is up, he said. He ain't finna send nobody down to you. He ain't gonna beg you to understand. He ain't gonna send another book and another teacher. I ain't sending another prophet and another prophetess outside of the ones that are already done sent, and the two that's gonna come. That's it. If you ain't got it, you ain't gonna get it. So all this mess that everybody walking in and trying to get set in the ways of these people on these platforms, you go right ahead. He ain't coming to change your mind. He ain't coming to change your heart. He ain't coming to allow your eyes to see nor your ears to hear. Truth is truth. It stands. Either you hear it or you don't. Now, here he said, I notice if you go back up to Matthew 24 and verse 36, notice what it says. But of that day, so we're not under time and season no more. We're in that day. And everybody's skipping around here like, whoa, we got time. Let me get this, let me get that. I'm going to show you something else he said. And he was saying in 36, Matthew 24 and 36, but of that day and hour, no man know, no, not the angels of heavens, but the Father only. But the Father only. And why is it it's not saying that Yeshua know, the Son of Man? He don't. He on the right-hand side. That's where he's seated. And only the Father that sits on the throne with the right hand, which is Christ, has to give him the power to step down and get what's his. Only the Father don't. Yeshua can't do it. The Father has to call that order. Okay, now we're going to go to Matthew 24 and 42. In Matthew 24 and 42, it says, watch therefore, for ye know not what hour your Lord do come. That Lord is Yeshua, Son of Man. You see the lowercase? Lord. How many times have you seen that and not knew that that was just the Son of Man? That was Yeshua. When it's lowercase, it's speaking of the Son of Man. When it's uppercase, the Son of Yah. You see? It's the Son of Yah, which is Yah himself. Okay? Let me get that. 42. Now listen to this. 43. We in Matthew 24 and 43. But know this, that if the good man of the house had known in what watch the thief, in what watch the thief would come, he would have watched and would not have suffered his house to be broken up. You see? Listen to that. If he would have known the hour, he would have prepared a watch for the thief. But y'all tell you ain't gonna know. You ain't gonna know. I've sent my prophets and my prophets to warn you. If you don't hear them, you shall not hear me. How you like that? How you like that? He said he's been speaking for thousands of years. And man see not, nor hear not. And they reject that which is spirit and truth. Now, as you go on, it says in 44, therefore be ye also ready, for in such a hour as ye think not of the Son of Man coming. See, everybody thinking that they can lollygast around. They can stand, wake up every morning, every night, every evening, watch YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, all this mess. And none of it bring in you nothing but a bunch of trash. See if you can call on AM1 on this devil platform when those times, even in your own household, is heavy. On your job. No matter what you do at your doctor's office. See if you can call anybody on this darn devil platform to come lay hands that you may be delivered. They'll look at you and won't even respond to you, but you've been following them for years. Because you think there's some connection to the most higher, but they ain't speaking spirit and truth. They ain't telling you nothing about the light, the narrow gate, and hey, it's this way. They're not going to. Now, he's saying that nobody's not going to know the hour, for such an hour as ye think not the Son of Man coming. 45. Who then is faithful and wise servant? You hear that servant? That's what I said. Get your tail in that corner and be a servant to the Most High Yah. Okay? Who his Lord had made ruler over the household to give meat in due season. That means the word, the pure word of the Most High, a higher to the household. Because you don't know when it's coming. So you want to always give them the meat, not milk and water. You want to give them the meat, the pure form, not darkness and evil and wicked, but the meat. Verse 46, blessed is the servant who his Lord, when he cometh, shall find doing so. Doing what? Giving people spirit and truth. And not giving them this watered down mess that everybody is teaching and preaching. You better find, now if he's saying this, Yeshua coming, why ain't nobody understanding that end game to that? Be ready. Be a servant. Be serving and giving meat to the household. It could be a church. It could be wherever you are when you got people. Give them the meat so they'll have something. So when he comes, that he will find them among that meat in which you have given, and find you doing so as a servant. Verse 47. Verily I say unto you, that he shall make him ruler over all his goods. He will make him ruler over all his goods. You got to get in that place, y'all, because we are in that day. And if you're looking for another day, you go right ahead. Keep looking. You're going to meet that day. Now, I want to go here to Hebrew chapter 11. Hebrew chapter 11. Hebrew chapter 11, verse 7. In Hebrew chapter 11, verse 7, it reads, by faith. I explained to you all for the last, it's been almost the 4 years I've been on here. All the things that you carry are spirit, and they are true. They are gifts from the Most High, Ahia. Faith is a gift from Yah to uphold you, your flesh, because he holds your spirit. Faith is what he gives you. Watch this. Hebrew chapter 11, verse 7. By this faith, nor being warned of Yah of the things not seen as yet. Faith was holding him up because of the things, what? That he was warned of Yah. Faith was holding him up. By faith, nor being warned of Yah of the things not seen as yet, moved with fear, prepared an ark to the saving of his house, by which he condemned the world, and because inherit of the righteousness which is by faith. See, everybody think Abraham was in his flesh with faith or righteous. No. Righteous is a gift from the Most High, Ahia. Faith is a gift from the Most High, Ahia. Endurance is a gift from the Most High, Ahia. Spirit and truth is of the Most High, Ahia. These things, long suffering, is a spirit gift from the Most High, Ahia. These things are spirit and they are truth. This is what gets you by. This is what allows you to be upheld. You see, Abraham, he didn't really have sense to have faith. Y'all had to take him to the vision, in the vision. And because he took him there and showed him, he said, okay, I'm going to count it. Hallelujah. I'm going to count it righteousness. Hallelujah. I'm going to count you, Abraham, righteous. Because you're in this vision. And I'm showing you things. And you're seeing it for what it is. That's spirit and truth, y'all. That's spirit and truth. The truth of the matter. He learned in the spirit of a vision. So when we try to take this thing and make things flesh, you go right ahead. You bringing things into darkness. Everything is spirit and truth. And it even rumbled that which is in the flesh. It overrides. But if you wants to keep learning flesh has the key, you keep on. You keep on going that direction. But I advise those who know that they are elect, or they think that they are elect, get in the corner, surrender. While you in the corner surrendering, repent for your people and yourself. Throw your hands up and say, Father, that's it. That's it. It's nothing I can do nor say. I surrender to you. I salute your judgment. I salute your curse. I salute your chastising. I salute your discipline. I salute your will. I salute your way. I want to be your servant. I want to do the things you want me to do. I want to say the things you want me to say. I want to be what you have called me to be. Help me to walk there in the light that can lead me to that narrow gate and suffer me to find therein life. Okay, now we're going to go to, this is a good one. Back to Genesis 6 and verse 13. You think he's playing in this day and time about the end game? It's an end game, y'all. They ain't gonna never teach it to you nor preach it to you. The Christians didn't. The Jehovah's Witness didn't. The Catholics, the Buddha. Nobody's teaching you the end game because they don't want you to know the end game. Why? Because it prepares you. It's that oil that's in your lamp. See, you ain't got no oil in your lamp if you're not prepared for the end game. Because they got you out here thinking, oh, just because you Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob's seed, and they don't understand Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob's seed was not called stiff-necked rebellion and disobedient. Then who father are you? That he's speaking of forefathers. Y'all better wake up. Genesis chapter 6 and verse 13. Now this is a good one here. Genesis chapter 6 and verse 13. And Yah said unto Noah, the end of all flesh is come before me, for the earth is filled with violence through them. Through them. Violence. Filled. So when y'all hear me and y'all think somebody playing, I'm constantly on this devil platform telling y'all that, do you see this, y'all? Why do people doing it? Why? I was going crazy until the Ruach come tell me, Deborah, hold up. Stand down. These things need be. Go to the end game. Go to Deuteronomy. Go to Jeremiah. Go to Isaiah. He'll tell you. Deborah, go to Ezekiel. He'll explain it to you. Furthermore, see what Solomon was saying when he said vain and vexed, Deborah. See, he had to take me to them because I was losing it, which I'm going to do anyway. I want to lose it because he said until you are destroyed. See, the house of the tribe of Judah is waiting for Babylon to go down, but they just don't know they going down first. They going down first because the end game to Deuteronomy 28 is that they are destroyed here. You got to lose it here. So when you see all them doing the things that they doing, wicked and evil and so on, just like the days of Noah, they were just doing all kind of wickedness, every thought and imagination in their head. Why is that connecting up with today? The end game. Let's go there. Genesis chapter 6, verse 13. And Yah said unto Noah, the end of all flesh is come before me, for the earth is filled with violence through them. And behold, I will destroy them with the earth. He's so disappointed. He's so disappointed. He said, I'm going to destroy them with the earth. And you're going to mess and buckle up towards someone that's capable of doing that. You lost your mind. What makes you think he's going to set you up in the beginning for a curse that he's not going to have an end game to it? You know how long he been turmoiling with the tribe of Judah? The whole house of Israel, especially the tribe of Judah. I got to say that. He's sitting here dealing with them the way that they're conducting themselves today. He's seen it already. He said, Deborah, that's why I try to warn them. It's going to be like the days of Noah. I see them. Heaven's already received the wicked that they have, the hatred they have, and the wicked that they're performing. And they sit and they talk to you all and minister to you all and teach you all, making you all thinking they got it going on. Oh, it's this. It should be like this. We can do this and we can do that. We can drink. We can smoke. We can do this. As long as it's not too much, we can do this. We can whoremonger. We can get all kind of wives. We can mess with these virgins. But baby, they did the same darn thing in Genesis chapter 6, verse 1. Read it. That's what was going on. Outside of, they was messing with, I think, younger than 15. When they were taking those children and they was taking as many as they please, just having their whoremongering parties day and night and day. Why you say it like that, Deborah? Because he said every thought, and while you sleep, the thoughts are not there. So it had to be when you wake up and before you go to bed, your thoughts were evil. So just imagine what they were doing. Just like Job. 7 sons carried each day, 7 days of the week. They had a party where they feast and drink. And who did they invite? The 3 sisters. What do you think was going on? That Job couldn't even admit to. Only thing he did was act on it. That's a man for you. That's a man for you. That's a man. Just like David. When his son raped his daughter, he didn't act on it. That's a man. That's them. You know how many women then came to me and men, let me say that again, women and men then came to me and told me how they were molested by father, grandfather, father's grandfather's brother, father's uncles, father's friend, brother's cousin, just all on down the line. And then you gonna think y'all gonna oversee that and let you just party hardy today? Come on, y'all. It's higher than what you think. He's not a lie. He cannot lie. Use the lie. You are the liar. And the truth ain't gonna be found nowhere in you. Because you're denying the end game. The end game is the truth. That is spirit and it is truth of the matter. That the reason what we're going through today is like back in the days of Noah. Every imagination was evil continually. Then here he says, I will destroy them and the earth. And the earth. And that's what he did. So if you think in Deuteronomy, the curse that's on the tribe of Judah, they're going to get out of that. If you think for 1 minute Babylon coming down and you getting out of here, no, you're not. You got to be destroyed here. And if you can't see you're being destroyed as I speak, your mental state of mind is gone. The spirit is so heavy of wickedness, just like the days of Noah, on our men that is off the chain. They got a perpetual hate that Yah say is worse than the heathen for their women because it carries a high level of wickedness and evil. And you are walking around here like y'all don't see nothing going on. You don't bleed nothing going on. Just keep it going. Keep on. And everybody that's sitting here supporting that mess, when you hear about that mess, people be on here. If you're listening to somebody and they're not speaking spirit and truth, shoot into them. Shoot into them, because that's really the work of Yah. Shoot into them. So that's not spirit and truth. Then they're going to get stuck because then they ain't going to know where to go. Bring shame to them. Bring it down because it don't make sense. Here he is. He's saying he said, and listen to what he said in chapter 6 of Genesis. and verse 13. Listen to what he said. And Yah said until Noah, he was telling Noah, the end of all flesh is come before me. That's it, Noah. That's it. Okay. For the earth is filled with violence. Right today, y'all. And y'all can walk around here all you want. It don't matter to Sister Deborah. It's over. It's finished. You can walk around here acting like you in dumb city and you blind as a bat and you can't hear, you can't see what's going on. You keep it going. Keep it going because that day is before you. And you're just sitting and waiting for it to be your family members, your children, your husband, your wife, your mother, your father. Don't see. Because y'all say you're going to act like you don't see what's going on. You're going to act like these things ain't happening. Like I said, like the days of Noah, so shall it be. You're going to sit around and deny my prophecy, what I done prophesied and I done ordained and predestined and gave you. And prophesied to you. And then you walking around here in dumb city after you don't see nothing that I said that's going to happen. I tell you what, stand still and watch my mighty right hand. You want to play? I'm coming. And I'm judging the whole house of Israel. He already been in the midst of Israel judging them. That's why you see all the chaos going on. Even the women is out of control. The children is out of control. And it's all extend from the men being out of control since the beginning. It's over. It's over. You're riding on with little grace and mercy that you have. That's it. You only have a little grace and mercy. And it ain't going to be worth nothing in a few minutes because we are living in that day. Now, this is where we're going to go. We're going to go to 1 Peter. I just want to show y'all something that is going to help y'all a great deal. You're gonna hear something that's just kind of dawned on me because I spoke it once before, but I didn't know that it was spoken as clear here. 1 Peter chapter 3. 1 Peter and chapter 3 and verse 18. 1 Peter chapter 3 and 18. And it reads, 1 Peter chapter 3 and verse 18. For Christ, hallelujah, hallelujah. For Christ, 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 18. For Christ also have once suffered for sins, the just for the unjust, that he might bring us to Yah. That's deep. Y'all don't get it, do you? Woo, Yah. Go back up to 18. Where is Yeshua? 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 18. Where is Yeshua? It says Christ. Christ is the Son of Yah that came down with Yeshua. Also have once suffered for sins for sins, the just and for the unjust, that he might bring us to Yah. You know who that is? Christ is Yah's right hand. It is the power. The reason why you cannot get to Yah no other way than Yeshua HaMashiach is because you first had to accept the blood sacrifice. And with the blood sacrifice came the power, which is Christ. That power brings you to Yah. I told you over and over again. The HaMashiach ushered you to the Father, and the Father gives you his spirit. But it takes the power to bring the spirit within you. You see, look here. Verse 18. For Christ also have once suffered for sins, that just and for the unjust, for just and for the unjust, that he might bring us to the Father. We can't get to the Father without the power. Christ is the power of Yah's right hand. All that I have, Father Yah, said Yeshua, is all that thy right hand has given me. All that I have, Yeshua said, is all that thou hast given me. Okay? Here, Christ is the right hand of Yah, who came down with the sacrifice and suffered. Why was he suffering? Why do you think that it says also have once suffered? Why did Christ suffer? And Yeshua was the sacrifice. Anybody in the live chat know? In the live chat knows? In verse 18, 1 Peter chapter 3 and verse 18, it says, Christ also have once suffered for sins. Why did Christ suffer? For sins. Yeshua was the blood sacrifice. Christ was the power. Where did he suffer? What did he suffer? For the just and for the unjust. What did he suffer? Do anybody in the live chat know? Anybody? Do anybody in the live chat knows Christ is the Father's right hand, which is all power? Why did he suffer? Why is 18 saying he suffered? The reason why he's saying he suffered is because that's his right hand. It didn't have to suffer, but it did. Long suffering. Because anytime he could have took your tail out with one wave. But he suffered. Long suffering. Not doing that, which he could have done. So he held back and suffered through all that sin for the just and unjust. Holding back the what? The right hand power. That he might use that power to bring us to Yah. That's deep. You remember where he told them to tarry? He told Peter and them in the upper room, the day of Pentecost, to tarry. Let me wait until I come. You know why they had to wait? Because the power was getting ready to come down with the Father, which is his right hand. Yeshua had ascended. And the power was back with Yah. He told him to wait. I'm coming. And I'm coming with power. My power. And here in 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 18, you notice you don't see, even up in 16, you see Christ. You see here in 18, for Christ also. You don't get it, do y'all? Y'all really don't get it. You see where he said, for Christ also have once suffered. Almost telling you, we know Yeshua suffered on Calvary, but Christ also suffered. Y'all don't get it. The suffering that he had was long suffering, because at any time he was the power of Yah. He could have struck you one time and the whole world would have ended. So he suffered long with the just and the unjust. Until what? The only reason why he suffered, that he might bring us to Yah. Being put to death in the flesh. Being put to death in the flesh. But quickened by the Spirit. Put to death. Yah's power, his word, and his spirit was put down in the flesh of Yeshua. It was put down because Yeshua went down. But what happened? What happened? But was quickened right back up by the Spirit. You see, all the power and the word and the ruach was put to death and was quickened. You see, quickened back into its spirit. You see, letting you know, Yeshua stayed down 3 days. But this here letting you know, being put to death in the flesh, but quickened by the Spirit. So wait a minute. What's that quickened? In the blink of an eye, was quickened by the Spirit. But Yeshua, born of a woman, the Son of Man, was still down, y'all. But Christ wasn't already down. The power is Christ, nor the Spirit of Yah, which is the Ruach HaKodesh, nor the word was put down. They went down with the flesh, boom, but they got right back up. Y'all don't know. Y'all don't know. People been teaching people all off balance. See, he's saying here, listen to the way he said, he might bring us to Yah. Because the only way we can get, you know how a lot of people say, why do you think a lot of people in the Hebrew movement won't accept Jesus, but they accept Christ? Why is that? Something about that Christ, see. They won't accept the word Jesus, but they'll say Christ, but they won't say Jesus. They say that's a heathen name, or the Catholics and the Christians. But they won't accept, they'll accept Christ, but they won't accept Jesus. Because all power rests in Christ. All authority, all word, and Yah's Spirit itself rests in Christ. Here, when he went down, it said being put to death in the flesh, but quickened in the spirit. Because the word, not the word, Christ, and the Ruach HaKodesh, which is the Spirit, they got up. They got up right back up and waited for the 3 days that Yeshua would be down. Then they came back and raised him back up. But they had quickened, got out, because they weren't supposed to go down. Their whole plan was to take him all the way to Calvary. You see what I'm saying? That's why he was battling in Gethsemane and was really having a hard time. And he said, take away this bitter cup. Okay, not my will, thy will. See, he had to die like you and I would die, as in the flesh. So they couldn't support him in that death. They can support him as far as the crucifixion and dying. But they died with him and quickened everything out of him. Remember when he was saying, I said an example. Remember he was on the cross and he said, Abba, Abba, why have thou forsaken me? Whoa! Quickening of the Spirit was getting up out of there. That was Christ, the power, the word, and the Ruach HaKodesh. Why? Because he had to die on the cross that quick second. Through the pain that he was going, but that quick second. That's why they said, and he gave up the ghost. The other 2 men were still alive, but what? Y'all didn't let him suffer. He gave up the ghost. He died. He completed an excellent mission for you and I. And we walking around here like he ain't even died for us. But he's coming for what is his. He know who he died for. He know who blood, his blood is on. And it's on people who believe who he is and knows he was a sacrifice. And that came with him was Christ, the Son of Man. And that what reason why he said, you must come through the Son, not the Son. You must come through, what did he say? Yeshua HaMashiach, which the world called Jesus Christ. You must come that way. That's the door. Why? The blood sacrifice, which Yeshua is coming, for his that got the blood on them. The blood sacrifice and the power that would usher the Ruach into you. You see? That's why you got to come that way. That's why Sister Deborah tell you can't come in the basement. You can't come in the side windows in the back door. You got to come through that front door. And that's through Yeshua HaMashiach. Once you come through that Yeshua HaMashiach, you on your way. And now you just tarry for the Ruach, which HaMashiach is going to, what did it say? Well, look what he said. That he might bring us to Yah. That's Yeshua. That's not Yeshua. That's HaMashiach. He's going to bring us to Yah. His power is going to bring us back to our Creator. That was Yeshua, the Son of Yah. Yeshua, that was not Yeshua. That was HaMashiach, the Son of Yah. Yeshua is the Son of Man. That's why you don't see the Son of Man here, y'all. In 18, you don't see Yeshua. It should have been for Yeshua HaMashiach also have once suffered. No, they telling you Christ suffered as well. We know Yeshua suffered, but it's letting you know Christ suffered as well, because at any time he could have ended all power. Yah's spirit and Yah's word suffered because it walked with Yeshua throughout the whole thing. And that's what it meant. In the Bible, you hear it says, and Yeshua said not a word. Yeshua said not a word. It says it 3 times, and he said not a word. You know what the word was? That he had Yah in him, and that was Christ. He kept it as one, but he warned us. Everything you see me do, it is the Father, because he was the Father's right-hand power at all times. All that I have, God has given me. And that's why when Peter was able to distinguish what Sister Deborah has not come to know, because I'm a student of the Ruach HaKodesh that taught me what took place before the foundation of the world, I understood the mission of Peter. When Peter was able to tell him, you're the Son of the living Yah. You see, he was telling the Son of Man, I know who you are. You're the Son of the living Yah. He called it out. And what did Yeshua say? Wait a minute, Peter. I didn't tell you that. I'm flesh and blood. Only one told you that is the Father in heaven. See, we thinking that the Father can't move in us and say what he please and what he want to say. That's why I said we're messed up from the floor up. We don't give him no prompts. We don't give him no glory, no honor, no praise, no authority. And we don't even understand who that right hand was present at the beginning when he said, let us. When he said, let, that right hand perform. When he said, let, that right hand perform. To the point where there was a holdback on some things, even though it performed it. But then, when he created man, even when he created the beast, you'll see it come into act as his power had spoken. You see? So a lot of things we are taught, we're just taught because they ain't got nothing else to teach you, and they're going in circles. Anything that pleases your flesh, they ain't gonna give you spirit and truth. Now, in Peter, in 1 Peter chapter 3 and verse 20, this is what it says. Wait a minute. 1 Peter chapter 3 and verse 20, it has something to say. And it says, listen to what it says. Which sometimes were disobedient when once the long suffering of Yah. I just got you telling you that in 18. The reason why he suffered is because he long suffered, because at any time he can blink his eye and everything would have been destroyed. So he suffered for holding back and keeping his plan to usher us to the Father. So that remember when Yeshua say, I must go. So when I go, I was the Father was send the Comforter, but he was saying it is important that he go. That's because the comforter had to come. And the comforter that was going to come with power. So he had to come and give all that power back to Yah so that Yah can give it to unto us. You see? And that, I think that's beautiful. I know we don't think of it like that. We don't feel of it because into some sort of, I don't know. But in verse 20, it says, 1 Peter chapter 3 in verse 20, which sometimes were disobedient, when once the long suffering of Yah waited in the days of Noah, while the ark was preparing, wherein few, that is, 8 souls were, it's really spirits, okay? 8 spirits were saved by water. Saved by water. Now, here you notice where he said, Yah waited in the days of Noah. Okay? No, it doesn't. In First Peter chapter 3, verse 20, which sometimes were disobedient, when once the long suffering of Yah, see, that's what I was telling y'all. He suffered. Yah suffered. Because how do he suffer? When he suffered because he's allowing them in the days of Noah to do all this sin and evil and wickedness. Every thought is evil and wicked. But how did he suffer? Because he still had to let them continue until Noah was completing the ark. They still had to leave. They still had to continue. So he had to suffer, beholding them continuing this wicked and evil. So if you think today what is happening with our nation, the tribe of Judah, and you thinking y'all gonna glorify you in the long run in a few minutes, and you're going over to the promised land, no, baby. The judgment is so heavy on the tribe of Judah. Let me tell you, women, many of you gonna lose your lives with your children because you're following these men that's doing a lot of heavy and you know what? I'm starting to believe they might know the end game. They know the end game. It's just like Satan. He wanted to take the whole ship down with him. Y'all better wake up. Because these men might know the end game. But they want to take the whole ship down with him. Women and children. But Yah will forbid. It's still going to have to rumble according to his word. And his word is not going to take the women down with the ship. But it has spoken. Isaiah, Jeremiah, and Ezekiel, that he's going to destroy the men. Isaiah starts off saying it in chapter 3, verse 24 and 25, telling the women, I'm going to destroy your men. Even your mighty men, I'm going to destroy them. I don't care if they be your father. I don't care if they're your grandfather. I don't care if they're your husband. I don't care if they're your brother, your uncle. I don't care. You don't know what you're dealing with. You messing with me. I have long suffered with them. I have sent my prophets to warn you and them of what they are doing toward and against the eyes of who I am. This level of wicked and evil has reached the heavens in the way the tribe of Judah has conducted themselves for quite some time. So if you run around here thinking that they ain't gonna have no end game, all they going is to the promised land. One thing you ain't promised is a land. What makes you think he's gonna take you to the promised land? And you sit here murdering and hating your women here. What would he look like taking you anywhere? And you hating with the heavy spirit of hatred and evil and wicked towards your women. Oh, he said he's going to purge the daughters of Zion. Ha, ha, ha. So what are he going to do with you? He said he's going to destroy you. You're going to die by the sword. So you think you got guns? You think you can go up here and shoot these women like sissies? You think you can try to belittle them? You think you can call yourself treating them the way that you treat him and them, and you thinking y'all finna take your ugly tail over to the promised land? You's a lie, and the truth is nowhere near you, nor in the front, nor in the back. You's a lie from the pit of hell. You ain't going nowhere. Even men, I tell you all, get your butt in the corner. Stay away from these wicked, hatred, evil men that's out here in the tribe of Judah. These camps, these church, these academies, all these places, because they have the same spirit. And what I learned lately is it's growing. It's growing, ladies and men. The spirits are growing. All of them is detaching to it. And I'm like saying, Father, it looks like all of them are turning. He said, yes. They are so heavy on women and witchcraft and harlots and what else it? Jezebel. Y'all gonna wrap their Jezebel tail up. He's gonna kill a harlot tails up. I'm prophetess in the wilderness, and I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna live to see it. They running around here trying to get guns and weapons and this and that. And they taking the weapons before they can use them toward someone who's coming after them. They're going to take them and kill their wives, their children, their sons, and their own brothers, their mothers and fathers. They doing it in great numbers. This prophetess ain't seeing it for nothing. And then he revealing it to me from the wilderness, and I'm just going to get on this devil platform and speak truth to you all, and I'm not telling the truth. It ain't important to me that one think that I'm telling the truth. I'm just saying to you all, you in the midnight hour, wrong time. Be out here thinking you're going to try my most high or higher. He's going to take you out and move you about. And next thing you wake up, you're going to be in the lake of fire. I never knew you. See, they don't grip that. They don't grip that. Because, see, they thinking only what they can see is the promised land. Oh, I'm going over there to the promised land. They don't care about if they killed their mother. They don't care about if they starting to hate and a wicked spirit of hate toward females, toward their children. They already had that towards their children. I'm going to tell y'all the truth. Anytime you can release a seed and never check on it, never feed it, never house it, never put a roof over their head, and you thinking y'all going to take you somewhere and give you the promised land, what did you promise? He's going to ask you, wait a minute. How many seeds did you implant? Did you ever give them a food to eat? Did you ever give them clothing? Did you put a roof over their head? Did you feed them? No, we ain't done none of that because that woman you gave me. Okay, that woman you gave me. What did I say in Isaiah chapter 3 and 24 and 25? Didn't I tell you you're going to die by the sword? So I'm going to put you back out there in Babylon. Since you ain't understood nothing that I've given you in the 400 years, and you passed the 400 years, you still as wicked as you were before the 400 years, and your forefathers, you worse. You ain't caught on to nothing. But y'all, it's an end game. It's an end game to the curse. Check it out. Check Isaiah chapter 3, verse 24 and 25. It's an end game. What's going to happen to these men? That's where they see in 7 women. They're too ignorant to see the 7 women and the one man. The one man is called holy. Because he survived it. Y'all suffered him to survive, and he is holy. And then y'all turn around and tell the women, I have purged you with burning. I have, what he said, I have allowed your men to die by the sword, and by the war your mighty men should die. And I now call you holy. Oh no, they missed that. Isaiah chapter 4. They missed that. So with that one man, they saying holy. I want to be called holy too, Father, y'all. This one man that you allowed and suffered to get past the war, the sword and the war, he is holy to you. I want to be called holy. Y'all telling the women today, When you see 7 to 1, that's giving you a sign who I'm coming for. Wake up. So be in the right place, like it was said in Matthew's. Be in the right place. Be ready. And what he mean is your state of mind. If you look at this word and you can't see what's going on, have this in a state of mind of being ready, even though it's going to be destroyed, but you can still be ready here in your spirit. The part of you that's good, that has connected with Yah. Because a lot of people don't even understand that. A lot of people do not understand that, but I'm going to cover something. In Deuteronomy, now in Luke, let's go to Luke. What time is it? Okay, let me cover this here. In the book of Luke, I got to cover this right quick. Luke 17. Listen to this. Luke 17 and verse 26. Luke 17 and verse 26. And it reads, 17 and 26. And as it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be also in the days of the Son of Man. Okay. So don't think that the Son of Man coming once the Son of Man, the part they said it's going to be like the days of Noah, so shall it be also in the days of the Son of Man. He's talking about the quickness of it, how the Son of Man gonna come in and go out. It ain't gonna be no sitting here playing patty cake. Who's coming with me or who's ready? No, he's coming in like Noah did the ark, and only 7 left. That's how the Son of Man coming in. He ain't coming here to play with you. He ain't coming here to minister you. He ain't coming here to teach you nothing. He ain't coming to open your eyes. He ain't coming to open your ears. He's coming to get what's his and go. That's it. Okay, verse 27. They did eat. Now listen to this, y'all. Listen to this here. This is what stung. This is what got me. He was telling you what the people were doing. They did eat. They drank. Understand this eating and drinking is just like you see a lot of these Hebrew Israelites grabbing all these feast days and all these days of this and the days of this, where all they group together and come together. That's that feasting where there's gathering. Because what sense would you gather together and you ain't teaching nor preaching spirit and truth? None of you walking in the light. None of you showing people to the direction to the light or the direction to the narrow gate. These things are spirit and they are truth. But you're going to gather together to do what? It's telling you right here, to eat and to drink. See, what they think, y'all, this is what they think. They think Yah is so dumb and stupid that he don't know what their feasting is really about. It has nothing to do with him. And I love the way he says it's like the days of Noah. They got y'all bent. Because the days of Noah, their imagination, every thought was wicked and evil. So what makes you think the days of Noah is talking about eating and feasting is anything that has to do with him? Nothing. None of it has anything to do with him. And they knew it. Their spirit is not in the right place. Their heart and minds are not in the right place. Now listen to this. Listen to what he's saying now. Watch this. They did eat. They drank. They married wives. If these doing Hebrew ignorant men don't understand that ain't no such thing, and if it is, it's wicked and evil. Because why is he matching it with the days of Noah, the evil that they were doing that caused the flood, the world, and the earth to be destroyed? See, y'all don't get it. He's setting it up from the floor, letting you know this is the end game. Yeshua coming when people, Father, the Son of Man is coming when evil is at its highest. That's it. That's the end game. And if you don't see evil reaching the highest, when Sister Deborah saying midnight, that's what I'm telling y'all. It's midnight out here now, y'all. That's the highest level of wickedness is being performed. So Yeshua is coming to get what is his and take him up out of here. Why? Because we're at the midnight hour and he coming for his that has the blood sacrifice on them. And it's telling you where the minds of the people are going to be, just like it was the days of Noah. Do y'all get it? Y'all don't get it. So if you think it is okay for things to be happening the way it is, where's the news? Who got killed? Who murdered who? Who did this? And everybody go back to their daily activity. Nothing in here. No compassion, no mercy. No word saying, no, we can't, we should not, we ain't got no business, nothing. But praising these people doing the things that these men are praising these men that's taking their brother's life, their friend life, their partner's life. They doing all kind of wickedness. Now listen to this. I want y'all to hear this. They did eat, they drank, they married wives. He letting you know they did the same darn thing that caused me to end the world once before. They're going to be doing it again. Now, how did we get to be worse and likened to what it is then and walking around here thinking we all the angels that's perfect and good in Yah? And we run around here doing all this that is being spoken. This is not trying to tag in on just the heathens and the Gentiles. It's basically talking. You want to say this book is about you? Get with the program. That's all you hear these Negroes talking about. Oh, this is our book. This book was meant for us. This was created for us. But then when you go to here, it's talking to you, bro. It's talking about you, tribe of Judah. It's talking to you. Now watch this here. And it says, marrying, they were given in marriage until the day of Noah. Why was that given? And what was important back then for Yah to end the world, to see that they was doing all this marrying? Y'all don't get it, do you? You want me to tell you why you don't get it? You've been up in the rectum of men for so long, especially this Hebrew Israelite movement and this new awakening, to where you have not heard spirit and truth of the matter of it all. Because why is it you find in these scriptures telling you about the days of Noah? It's going to be like that when the Son of Man is coming. And they're going to be doing the same darn crap they was doing then. Marrying wives. They're talking about men. As many as they please. As if it's a joke and it's a game. That has never been, as Yeshua told them. In the beginning, that was not so. So anything you started after the beginning is on you. You can go and mislead them ignorant, silly women that it's a part of Yah's okay, and it's not. From the beginning, that was not so. That's why he ended the darn world. And nobody don't want to grip that. That was the end game. And they did not tell the truth of the matter of that was a great part. Because it turned around and told us way here Yeshua telling us the end game is going to be likened to the last end game when he end the world. Now here it is, the Yeshua. The sacrifice come telling us it's going to be like that again, because what they was doing then, they thought he didn't know. They thought he didn't see, because they was manipulating women and other men to believe that it was okay to do the things that they were doing, to where it got so great to every thought and every imagination in their minds was wicked and evil. Now watch this here. Now here it goes. Until the day of Noah entered into the ark, and the flood came and did what? Go to Deuteronomy 28. It tells you the same thing. Destroy them all. Destroy them. It's in Deuteronomy at least 6 times, the end game. That's why the curses still existed until you are destroyed here. So the best bet you have is to get in the corner, surrender to the Most High Yah. Stay your tail in that corner. Serve and worship him. Praise him. Honor him. Stop disrespecting him. Find room in yourself to accept the judgment, the curses, the discipline, the chastising. Now listen to this. This is going to get deep, y'all. Watch this. Likewise also, as it was in the days of Lot. See, he back in this thing. Father. That's deep. He bringing them all together, y'all. Look how he did that. Likewise, also in the days, verse 28. Luke chapter 17 and verse 28. Likewise, also as it was in the days of Lot, they did eat, they drank, they bought, they sold, they planted, and they built. See, this is what I'm saying when I sit and tell y'all. There's a lot of people are telling you about how to plant and grow. You see, they're building everything they can because they're thinking they're going to prepare for the storm. I, Sister Deborah, a prophetess in the wilderness, tell you right now, your doing tell better prepare your spirit for either the lake of fire or eternal heaven. While you sitting and you building up. Now listen to what he said. Likewise. Now likewise means like unto the days of Noah. Lot them was doing the same doing crap. And what was that? Homosexual. Is that not going on? He hooked it to this day that this is going to take place before the Son of Man comes. A lot of you all do not know. You got 80% of the tribe of Judah that has tried and took on that role of homosexual. A lot of them are in the closet, out of the closet, under the bed, in the dresser drawer, all kind of ways. And you don't even know that they're tampering into that lifestyle. It's just that heavy. That's the reason why Sister Deborah is heavy on these men, because you're telling us to let you control us. Let us be under your submission. And all this nasty sin is going on, even prophesied here to Yeshua connect the days of Noah with Lot days, Sodom and Gomorrah. It's not, that's where we at today, y'all. Come on now. He wouldn't took it. They didn't took it a little higher here in Luke. They connect the day, the day of Lot, which is Sodom and Gomorrah, with the days of Noah. So you know, Yah is giving us a warning of how evil and wicked it is out here. While we trying to portray that everything's okay and everything's fine and dandy. Okay, let's go. Let's keep going. In 28. Luke 17 and 28. Likewise, also as it was in the day of Lot. Listen what they was doing in the days of Lot. They did eat. They drank. They bought. They sold. They planted. Ain't many people planting and telling you better get you this, you better say this, you better do this. Let me tell you something. A lot of them telling you because they have prepared themselves to beat what they think they're going to be able to survive in. They're not. Just like these heathens ain't going to survive when Babylon come down. Everybody who thinking they're preparing. And what did it say? They planted and they built. Y'all grip that. Grip that. Let's see if you can grip that. It says they planted and they built. It's not that's what they doing today. Come on now. Somebody talk to me in the live chat. It's not that's what they doing today. They doing identical that. Planning and getting on you, telling you how you should be planning your food because food shortage. Let me tell you something. If y'all don't keep you, can't nobody else. And I know they hate to hear that because they don't want you to have that type of faith in the Most High Yah. But guess what he said to me to say to you right now? That's what I'm for. I am for you trusting in me. I am for you having the faith because I put it in you. I want you to trust in me because I give you the spirit of trust. I give you the spirit of fear. I give you the spirit of faith. I give you the spirit of endurance so you can turn to me and not your own hands that you plant and not your own things that you build. See, those who think they're going to beat Yah at his game, that's what they out there doing. They're doing a lot of planning and they're doing a lot of building, and it makes them feel they strengthening is stronger than you are. They're gonna outbeat you because they ready, they prepared. Look at Pastor Dow doing all that wicked and evil, abomination, whoremonger, raising virgins, little girls, just like he said here, as it was in the days of Noah. Men were having women, daughters, and they was taking as many as they pleased. The reason why he was letting you, they were saying daughters, men were have born, the daughters were born to men, and they saw them and saw that they were fair. It's because born is one to let you know they were already been born. Remember Abraham, Abel, and Cain? So what is he saying? Babies. They were dealing with young babies. You know, they was dealing with I don't know if they were babies, but they were pretty young. They wasn't young women, I tell you that. So I'm gonna tell y'all, whether y'all know that or not, that's really what the Father looked down and saw, that it was not something that he wanted to go any further. That's it. I'm killing every last one of them, and the earth too. That's how deep it hurted him. So y'all got to grip what was going on, that the Father of higher created in one day the whole world, everything therein, and ended the next. Something went wrong, y'all. It's called the end game. It's the end game. Keep playing with him and thinking he ain't got no end game on your butt. He's going to end your game when you think you got more time. That's what this whole thing is about. You're trying to mess around with something that you think you got more time to straighten out. Oh, I got time for this. I got time for that. I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. You go right ahead. When he came, those that had what they supposed to have left out, and those that didn't got left behind. The door was shut and it wasn't going to be open. Too many parables, too many signs, and everything been telling us, and we still sitting back stupid. Okay, now this is where I'm coming from. We're going to go to and he said, I love this because he added a lot to our days today, because that's, y'all know, a lot of homosexuals going on, and he was able to add it to us. Yeshua added on to the end days when the Son of Man coming. This is the way it's going to be. And is it not like that today? Is it not like Solomon and Gomorrah? See, he knows what he said. He ain't telling us no lie. We'll lie, and the truth ain't in us, and we don't want to own up to it. Now, in verse, but I like when he said they planted and they built. All this wicked and evil is all around them. Homosexuals, young men and older men, all around them in Solomon and Gomorrah. And you have the audacity to be planting, selling, buying, eating, and drinking, and building in the midst of all that sin. Come on now. Come on now. But did it stop the end game? Did it stop the end game? He burnt their tails up with all they planting and all their building, they partying and what selling and them buying. All of it was destroyed in the blink of an eye. That's the point Yeshua is trying to get you to see. I'm coming, but these things are going to be taking place when I arrive. Before I arrive, these are the things I'm telling y'all. Y'all going to see, y'all going to hear, and we run around here. Oh, I can't see, I can't hear. Okay, you can't see and you can't hear. Fine and dandy, you get left behind. Stay in the rectum of Babylon. You're acting just like her. Okay, now verse 29. But that same day that Lot went out of Sodom, it rained fire and brimstones from heavens and destroyed them all. What part of destroy you don't understand? When you go to Deuteronomy, it says that same thing about the tribe of Judah being destroyed. Same thing. Another end game. They ain't gonna teach you that. They ain't gonna go there. They don't want you to know that. People don't even want to hear it. People don't even want to come next to it. What that lead me to, with me, it helps me a great deal. It really do. When Yah is giving me this, it helps me so much. When he said he's a comforter, it's such an excellent comforter because it shows you, see, I'm laying everything straight out for them, Deborah. They will not hear, nor will they see, nor will they accept, but it ain't going to change. Not a darn thing. I'm coming. I have an end game, whether they want to know it, they want to prepare for it or not. There's an end game. Okay. Now listen to 29. Luke 17 and 29. But the same day that Lot went out of Sodom, it rained fire and brimstones from heaven and destroyed them all. Verse 30. Even thus shall it be in the days of the Son of Man is revealed. That's sad. That's sad. Because he's telling us homosexual. Sister Deborah tried to tell y'all in the last year that a lot of these Hebrew Israelite men, they in the closet, out of the closet, around the corner. They on every side doing all kind of things. And everybody's sitting back acting like they don't see it all. But yet you telling us that we got to be submissive to the men. We got to be such a dumb, silly woman that we are supposed to see all the sin that the tribe of Judah men are doing and conducting themselves. Now here you go, Yeshua laying it out for you. If you can't see Yeshua telling you, that's on you. He's letting you know I'm coming. And this is what they're going to be doing, whether you like it or not. I said it. Now you either believe it or kick rocks. But I ain't coming to change it. I'm not sending another one. The Father's not going to send another one. So you can forget it. It's over. It's finished. The end game is set. And it's about to rumble. So when you want to go around here and think that it's about what these men are saying, you go right ahead. Luke chapter 17 and verse 37. And it reads, and they answered and said unto him, where, Lord? And he said unto them, whosoever the body is, hence will the eagles be gathered together. He letting you know they can be dead. The Lord, Yeshua, Son of Man, said, look, Deborah, don't waste your time. Wherever they see the eagles, no, there's going to be a lot of death. That's what that means. That's what he said. It's going to be a lot of death. So if you're thinking you're going to the promised land, you better get ready now and pack your suitcase. Because the only land you're going to be in is where he said the eagles are gathering. Because I'm going to tell y'all something. If you all don't see wrong and call it what it is, when you hear it spoken and you see it, and people are on this devil platform talking stuff that's leading people so far out in the ocean, it's your job. When you know spirit and truth, it is your obligation. Because don't forget, you're going to have to stand before Yah. And he's going to say, what did you do with what you knew? What did you do with it? See, everybody think they're going to escape judgment. They just going to shoot to the promised land and shoot to the New Jerusalem after that. Oh, no, baby. That's not it. And he just sat here several times already explaining that you're going to be destroyed. The end game. There's an end game. Only thing I like about the end game is actually telling you who's going to be destroyed. He already said that. He didn't say the daughters of Zion. He said, y'all going to be purged. He's talking to these men, and that's why they want us to go down with the ship, because they know. Somewhere in me today, as I was speaking it, I realized they might already know that. And that's why they're so eager to get you under the subjection to them. They want to put their foot on your neck like the oppressor has. Why? Because y'all say a woman shall exceed a man. And it also says a woman shall rule over a man. So they can't stand to hear those things. So they go up against Yah. They're not going up against you, woman. They're not going up against you, woman. They're going up against the word of the Most High Ahaya. If he said it, he meant it. He ain't telling you to find ways to get other men to counteract what he said. He says what he means, and it means what he said. And that's just it. That is just it. We're going to and fro, trying to make this thing peachy keen the way these men have said it is. And you know what? You better get your tail in that corner. And you better stay in that corner. And you better wait on the Most High God. What did he tell them to do? Tarry here until I come. because that's what you're going to need. You're going to need his ruach in you, take you all the way. It's going to take you all the way. Oh, yes, he will. But you have to also know the end game to this sin. See, what I think people are missing is this. Proverbs chapter 16, I think it is, verse 4. I created, Deborah, evil for the days of wicked. Now, if he's that powerful to do that, which he is, he did all this before the foundation of the world. Why do we think that being evil and wicked is still going to get us to the promised land or the New Jerusalem? He said he created it for the days of wicked and evil. Proverbs 16. I'm sure it's Proverbs 16. Let me make sure I'm saying that right. Proverbs 16. Proverbs 16 and 4. The Lord has made all things for himself. This is for himself. Yea. 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 Even the wicked for the days. The day. I like that. I like that. I like that. For the day of evil. That's it. So therefore, what makes you think that if he created evil for the days, wicked for the days of evil, and you walk in evil and wicked, how in the rest behind you going to go to the New Jerusalem? I don't get it. I do not get it. If you are conducting yourself in the wicked and evil ways, you are not going nowhere near a promised land. You're not going. He's going to bring Babylon down. And after that, everybody is going to go to hell. The Son of Man is coming for what is his. But you going, taking your evil and wicked tales over to the promised land, you's a lie and the truth is not in you. Because what you don't understand, you got to go through the wilderness to get to the other side. He ain't going to clean your nasty tail up till you get to the promised land. So what are you going to be doing traveling from one end to get to there? You're going to be cutting up from the floor up, but he knows how he's going to do that. Since we lived in so much hell here in all these places in which he has suffered us to go, I'm sure he's not going to allow us to go into the wilderness with that much wicked and evil that we're seeing today. No way. It's no way. And he ain't going to clean your nasty tail up until you get to the promised land. You need to go back and read it. He ain't going to clean you up till you get over there. So what are you going to do traveling there? Do you think he going to let you take this wicked and evil and go in the wilderness traveling there? I don't think so. I think a small remnant is going to be traveling. And your nasty tail is in the rectum of Babylon. And that's where you're going to be. You're going to remain there. So Sister Deborah, if anybody have any questions, you can. That's my message for today. It's an end game to it, y'all. They ain't going to teach you, nor will they preach it. Now, I will charge every and any prophet and prophetess. If you continue to teach people about their history and about things that has no part in the end game, instead of teaching people the end game so that they can prepare their spirit for this end game. And Yah will prepare what he has prepared for them. Let them be looking for the light. Let them be looking for the straight gate, because he said, few shall find. So give them the direction. But if you ain't got it, you just ain't got it to give. But you need to get your ugly tail off these devil platforms, proclaiming to be prophets and prophetess. Because right now, the history that you find, It's not going to redeem nobody. It's not going to save nobody. It's not going to show the people the light to the narrow gate. It's not going to redeem them. It's not going to save them. Your Torah, your Hebrew, your teaching, your nothing is going to lead the people to spirit and truth. So I, Sister Deborah, say, if anyone have any question, please, you can the question. And if not, I, Sister Deborah, will say, I appreciate each and every last one of you all tuning in to the end game, Yah's end game. Oh, you were? You was talking to your son about what was that? Thank you. Thank you. Give praise all to the most high, Ahaya, Ahaya. And thank you. I appreciate you all tuning in and love you as well. Each and every last one of you all. And if you want me to tell you what that end game is, I can tell you what it is better than I can show you. The world calls it love. It's what he give and gave throughout the whole. If someone were to ask you, walk up to you, and they were to ask you, how do you define love? And you give them your definition of love. And then if someone were to say, well, how can you identify Yah's love? What would you give him outside of what he have given you? You won't be able to identify his love with anything outside of giving gave. He's given all of himself. He gave all of himself to us. What more do we ask for? What more can you ask for when he has given us his all? It's all in giving and gave. He gave us everything from the beginning. When he created everything, that's what he was doing. He was giving us what we needed. And when he was giving it to us, what did he say? Oh, he saw that it was good. I gave him this and it was good. I gave him this and it was good. So he was giving, giving, giving. And no one today, no one, and this is why I think it's sad, can really define the love of Yah outside of giving gave. Everything, everything, everything he done was based on giving gave. A provider, a great provider. There you go. Providing everything we need, right? By giving it to us. I'm telling you, to define his love is giving gave. Always. Even when he gave his beloved, he's always talking about he's given and gave. So I want to say I appreciate each and every last one of you all from tuning in. And I know it's getting to the late hour. And I appreciate each one of you, each and every last one of you. And let me tell y'all, the same as I have said before, stay in the light. Find the narrow gate through the light. For you can. In spirit and truth. Spirit and truth will never lead you outside of leading you to the direction of the light and the narrow gate. That's what spirit and truth will do for you. Don't fight up against the Most High Yah. Y'all, please don't try to fight up against him. You won't win. You can't win. So it's no need in fighting up against him. It's time to throw up your hand, throw in the towel, as they say. Throw up your hand and surrender all of yourself to him so he can lead and guide you all the way through these midnight hours, this darkness. He's willing to guide you. Trust in Yeshua HaMashiach, that the HaMashiach is the right power, hand power of Yah that would usher his Ruach into you. And I mean, that's, I think about when he told them to tarry. If y'all just wait, just wait a moment. I'm coming. And they did just that. And in their waiting, they began to praise and worship and sing while they were waiting. Where would you? I would say they were honor in a small space, waiting patiently. Exactly what they were doing. I'm serious. They really were. That's why he came in so powerful. I love it. The way they said the way it said that he came in like a rushing roaring wind. I mean, that's what I'm talking about. That's who he is. That's what I love about him. Oh, yes. Staying in that corner because so much is going on. And it's like if you come out of that corner where you know you're safe haven, where you know your safety is at, you be out into something you was wondering, how did I get in this situation? Or how did this happen? Why did they say this? And why did they? Because as long as you in the midst of those that are out there that's chaotic and doing chaotic things, and I'm talking about family too. I'm talking about friends. I'm talking about neighbors. I'm just talking about once they see you, they'll see you. You will shine and be like the light because they won't come after you in any way as long as you stay in that corner. That corner is just a safe haven, a safe place in Yah. That's all it is. That's how simple Yah has always been, very simple. We make it hard. I try to make it to where you can kind of feel what a corner is like. And just imagine if you in that corner, ain't nothing up against, nothing there that you can go up against it but the wall itself. And the wall represents Yah. He still got you in that corner. And that's a protection, you all. That is protection for you. And no matter where you go in life, the way these people, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I went into a couple of stores and I was like, at any time somebody can haul off the store shoot. Because Father, that's where we at. We in the end game. I know people don't take it serious, but that's how being in the corner keep you from being in the midst of any chaos that's going on, because that corner follow you wherever you go, y'all. I don't care if you got to go to the doctor's office, that corner gonna follow you. I don't care if you got to go to the store, the corner gonna be with you. I don't care if you go to a restaurant or wherever you go, that corner gonna be with you, letting you know you in the corner. They can't even touch you because the wall behind you is Yah himself. So understand what the corner is. Everything I give to you all is spirit and truth. It's just showing you in a spiritual realm that's more in the natural realm to try to get you comfortable with knowing that the spiritual realm is greater than the natural. But yet the natural is there to set the ground of what it's like spiritual to be in that corner. It ain't a corner that you in there by yourself because you're already surrendered. You already repent and told him that you want to be his servant. Oh, Father, renew my mind daily. Put in me a pure heart that I may serve and worship you all the days of my life. Father, help me to be the best that you know, Father, that I can be, for I know not. Teach me your righteousness that I may please you and obey you, Father, that I may hear you, I may see you, and that the light that I shall follow will lead me in your righteous way. This is the sort of things you say to him while you're in that corner. When you go out to work, he got you. That corner still following you. No matter where you go, that corner will follow you. Because you said to the Father, well, okay, Father, I'm in this corner. That means I surrender to you. That means you are not just my comforter. You are my keeper. You are my teacher. You're everything there is to me because I can't go anywhere else but in you. I'm in that corner, and that corner will take you everywhere you need to go. It will be there for you. So I, Sister Deborah, will say unto you, you all have a wonderful night, uh, and be blessed, which I know that you are, uh, and give Yah all your praise, your glory, and honor. Because I'm gonna tell y'all, for him to start it in Genesis 1, and by the writing of the book in Genesis 2, it was end. That was an end game. He's just not one that plays. He could end this whenever. And he's subject to do it when you thinking you go, you got time, you gonna go over here and you gonna do this and you gonna do that, he'll end that thing. That's why he said be ready. Be ready at all times. And that's another thing with the corner. It makes you ready at all times. Hallelujah. The corner prepare you to be ready at all times because you have given him your all. You have surrendered to his will. You have told him in your inner man that I understand your curse, your judgment, your chastising. And all of it's all righteous in thee and in me. Don't go cursing him because the way things are, because it ain't him to blame, because we feel he have always kept the light on for us. And we want to turn to darkness so we can see our way. And the way was already founded in the light. We didn't want to go in the narrow gate. We want to go where everybody else is going. So I say unto you again, trust in my most high Yah and in your most high, a higher, your most high Yah, and he will lead you all the way. So I, Sister Deborah, say thank you again, and I love you all, and shalom and shalom. See you again.